and welcome back to my channel. I feel like I am back to my OG setup. This was the original spot that I used to shoot my YouTube videos. So it's kind of cool being back in this spot. I was actually shooting some videos for my TCB vault in this area last week and I really enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what, let's just like go back to our basics, throw back a little bit, change up the location and talk about Tailwind, because today I want to talk about 3 reasons why I absolutely love Tailwind and why I can't live without it. I got started using Tailwind in March of 2017. It was actually just a few months. I mean, I launched my blog 2 months before. So right after I launched my blog, I got started with Tailwind because I knew how important Pinterest was going to be to the success of my blog. So I got started with Tailwind really early on. Since then, I have fallen in love with Tailwind, and I really think that Tailwind has been a huge factor to my success of my blog growth, being able to transition from side hustle to full-time job, everything else. I really think Tailwind has helped me get there. So I want to talk about some of the reasons why I absolutely love Tailwind. And I want to start with the most obvious one, which is Tailwind helps me to maintain my Pinterest profile. It helps me stay consistent. One thing that Pinterest likes to see is that you are active on the platform every single day. If you are pinning 70 pins one day and then the next day you only pin 2 pins or you don't pin any pins, they're gonna be like, what the heck is going on? They do not like that at all. They reward people who are consistently pinning every single day on the platform. But if you're anything like me, I don't have time to go into Pinterest every single day and pin 30 plus pins manually. So what I do, I use Tailwind to help automate my Pinterest platform so that it pins around 30 to 35 pins for every single day, and then I go in manually myself and I pin a few pins to make Pinterest happy there on Pinterest. The second reason I absolutely love Tailwind is because of Tailwind Tribes. Okay guys, if you heard anything about the Pinterest update involving group boards, Pinterest is getting a little upset that people are using group boards for distribution instead of real collaboration. So there's a lot of group boards out there, and I'm not gonna lie, I own one of them, the TCB community board. That's really just a dump ball for any pin that you have that you wanna share. Those kinds of boards, Pinterest isn't really happy with, and they're not going to use it really to help you gain exposure like they have in the past. They want boards to be collaborative. So if you have a group board and you wanna have it specialized in food, then you wanna make sure that only food pins are added to it. Or if you are a part of a blogging board, you wanna make sure that the topic is only around one niche and not several niches, because when it gets to that point, Pinterest doesn't reward it. So that is why I'm loving Tailwind Tribes, especially right now, because I think they are so important with the decrease in Pinterest group boards. With Tailwind Tribes, it's basically group boards on Tailwind, but one thing that I absolutely love about Tailwind Tribes is that you are really guaranteed to see growth, to see reach on Tailwind Tribes. Tailwind is filled with people who are taking their Pinterest account seriously, and when you share your pins to a tribe, you're sharing it to people who are looking for pins to share through their Tailwind platform. So if you are part of the right tribes, you are going to see traction. You are going to see that you're getting more reshares for your pins. One of the other benefits is that with Tailwind Tribes, most of them have rules, and typically it's a 1-for-1 rule, meaning that if you post a pin to that tribe, you also have to share at least one other person's pin. And you can actually see those analytics to see if you are abiding by that rule. And if you are not, then you have a problem there. So it really helps to promote other people to share your pins, and really you do see a lot of traction from it, because my reach has been ever since then. And the last reason why I absolutely love Tailwind is it helps to break out my pinning so that I'm not pinning the same pin to 30 different boards within the exact same day. It actually breaks it out over several weeks to keep the pin alive for longer. So you may already know this, but Pinterest actually promotes your pin. When you first launch a pin on Pinterest, it shares it to your followers. That's the first group of people that's going to see it within the first 24 hours. If they respond well, it's going to then continue to promote the pin later on to everyone else that is outside of your following in search and on the smart feed and everything else. But one of the things you want to make sure you're doing is paying attention to your long-term strategy within Pinterest. Pinterest is a search engine, and if you have your pins that continue to live on for months and years after they are launched, that is really going to help you, especially with the growth of your blog and to produce that evergreen content, making sure that it is getting consistent traffic month after month. So that's why you want to space out your pins. I do not like spamming them and sharing the exact same pin to all of my boards right away. What I do is once I launch a blog post, I will go to Pinterest, I will upload that pin, and I will include the description, make sure it's great, and I will pin it to the most relevant board. From there, I will go to Tailwind and I will actually use their interval tool. As soon as I get access to the smart loop tool, I'm going to start using the smart loop tool, but as of right now, I only have the interval feature, and with the interval feature, I can schedule out my pins on all of the boards, all of the group boards that I wanted to go out on over several days. So my interval, I usually like to schedule it from like 17 hours. That's typically like my main I would say average that I do is 17 hours spaced between each pin, and that way with how many boards I share it to, it honestly goes out for over 2 weeks. And I honestly like that Tailwind is giving life to my pin that far into the future. So those are just 3 simple things that I absolutely love about Tailwind and really why I can't live without it. I have been using Tailwind for over a year and a half now, and I'm going to continue to use it for a long time. Tailwind also works directly with Pinterest, and they have all of their new features and platforms and everything approved by Pinterest before they even launch them. They work directly hand in hand with them to make sure that they are abiding by best practices, which is extremely important to me. So if you want to sign up for a free trial within Tailwind, you can sign up for a 100 pin free trial, and it is included in the description bar down below. But as of right now, that is it for me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys back here in another Pinterest or Tailwind related video very soon. Bye guys!